In this edition of City News, we'll show you who's swinging for the fences in the city of Hawthorne. Also, find out what local schools are doing to keep students safe. And we'll show you why there's been heavy traffic around the city. These stories and much more coming up on City News. Hello and welcome to City News. I'm Abby Grimion. Educators gathered at a nearby golf course to help raise funds for local students. Sam Vargas has the details.
South Bay residents came out swinging as locals teed off for the 14th annual Steve Tabor Golf Classic.
For the first 12 years, it was known as the Hawthorne Education Foundation Golf Tournament. The past 2 years since my retirement, they've given me the honor of naming the tournament after me, so now it's the Steve Tabor Classic.
The event, which took place at Chester, Washington Golf Course, featured over 100 participants.
We're sold out, so I believe we have about 144 golfers today, which is fantastic. And it will be a shotgun start, so they will all be starting at different holes and spending the entire day golfing, followed by a banquet and lots of fun all day long.
We give away prizes for the longest drive and the winner of the tournaments. They got first, second, third prize. They have putting contests, they have chipping contests, they have other contests going on today. So it's a lot of fun.
And while it may seem like all fun and games, there's a much bigger picture at play, because the true goal of this tournament is to raise money for the Hawthorne School District. And today they hope to exceed last year's total by raising over $25,000.
It's a nice mark to have, and if we can get to that, it's really proven very successful. So hopefully 25,000, maybe a little more, depending on the silent auction. We'll see.
It's all made possible through the participants, donors, and sponsors, and is all aimed at giving back to the community.
We're giving back to the kids, right? The district is doing such a good job in helping the kids succeed, and to have a small part in that through a vendor sponsorship is huge.
I've heard a lot of great things happens here, and the money goes into great events, stuff, and helps people around the community, so yeah, it's good.
The Education Foundation hopes that with enough support, the event will continue to grow and prosper. For HCTV, I'm Sam Vargas.
To learn more about the Hawthorne Education Foundation or to find out about future events, visit www.hawthorne.k12.ca.us/ED Foundation. Projects to improve the infrastructure in Hawthorne are currently underway. If you haven't noticed, there are several major construction projects going on in Hawthorne at the intersections of Broadway and Hawthorne, 120th in Hawthorne, and Prairie at El Segundo.
We are upgrading the traffic signal. We are installing a new signal at 126 and Hawthorne Boulevard, and we do comply with, we're going to remove and replace all the sidewalk.
The road work may be causing headaches, but it is much needed to keep infrastructure current.
Today we're on El Segundo Boulevard. This is a major project where we're actually and eventually going to resurface the whole street. But in order to come into compliance with ADA, we actually have to fix all of the ADA ramps that are on the street corners, any sidewalk and any driveways that are actually not in compliance.
The Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990 was the nation's first comprehensive civil rights law addressing the needs of people with disabilities, prohibiting discrimination in employment, public services, public accommodations, and telecommunications. Krause also explained other aspects of road work that benefit citizens and commuters in and out of Hawthorne.
Two biggest things we're probably doing this project would be the right turn access lane widening at Prairie Avenue going westbound, and then at Hawthorne Boulevard going westbound. So we're going to add a right turn lane there to help alleviate traffic during the busy times.
Though the road work may be inconvenient for now, the changes will ensure better services to the community and an easier time in traffic. Business owners being adversely impacted by the construction for their parking lots can call Donnie Krause at 310-345-0285. The project is expected to end no later than November of this year. Several school districts in the South Bay are taking extra precautions to protect their students and staff. Resna Suri reports.
Virginia Tech, Sandy Hook, Santa Fe, Stoneman Douglas. Many agree that the names of these schools have been etched in our memories for all the wrong reasons. With the troubling rise in school mass shootings, schools across the nation, including those right here in Hawthorne, are taking measures to keep their students and staff safe.
Active shooter drills in the district, and we've heard from the police department how important it is to have classroom doors locked.
A majority of door locks currently installed in schools across the nation require teachers to step outside of their classrooms to lock their doors during a lockdown situation. This exposes them and their students to potential danger. With an active threat on campus, schools need to be locked down as quickly and securely as possible. The 123 lockdown latch can do this in just seconds.
Little small inventions like this are really needed throughout the district, and I'm glad that leadership saw the opportunity and they were willing to expend the funds to protect our most precious resource, which is our young people.
Corey Webster, a school carpenter from Rancho Palos Verdes, designed the latch. Classroom doors are already locked 24/7 with a key, so the latch serves as an additional layer of security that can potentially buy staff and students some extra time during a crisis. Washington Elementary's principal explained the importance of the latches and having lockdown drills.
Being proactive and knowing that no one is safe. You know, it could happen to anyone.
We have taken great measures to make the children and the teachers and the staff feel very safe.
According to Veronica Escobedo, the latches are very easy to engage. Many students appreciate the steps being taken to protect them.
I think they could save many lives.
School safety really just means coming to school, being confident that the students and the teachers and the staff, they're all working together to make this a safe environment so that we can come to school without fearing anything.
Given recent events, Lieutenant Robbie Williams understands that being concerned is just a part of being human. But he encourages everyone to take their concerns to the next level.
Work with your school administrators, work with your school teachers, work with your students to come up with an effective plan that's going to really allow some level of security so that we can conduct business as usual here on the school campus, which is educating our young people in a safe, secure environment.
123 lockdown latches have been installed in school districts across the South Bay, including Hawthorne, Redondo Beach, and Torrance, as well as about 20 other districts in California. Reporting for HCTV, I'm Rasna Suri.
To learn more about the 123 lockdown latches, visit www.123lock-downlatch.com. Coming up next on City News, if you think there can't be more ways to save water, think again. And a new summer program has many rushing to the park. There's more news ahead. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Everyone gathered at Holly Park to welcome a new youth baseball program in partnership with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Tony Long Jr. has more.
As Parks and Recreation Chairman Richard Hume threw the ceremonial pitch across home plate, it's time for Dodger baseball as opening day of the Dodgers RBI League is underway.
This is one of our newest programs that we've had in the city in quite some time. So it's a great addition to for the youngsters of the community, and hopefully it will grow and become a big asset to our Little League programs in the future.
I noticed that we didn't offer in-house baseball or t-ball or 5-pitch. So as a department, we went out and surveyed different communities to see what communities offered. And we realized the Dodgers had a great program for areas that have a diverse community.
A purpose for the program is to help the youth participate in the sport early as they develop new skills.
And we can consider this program our minor leagues for our Little League programs in the city.
Not only will some of the games be played at Holly Park, but also at Jim Thorpe Park, as another objective is to build a connection.
Our method to this is to bring two neighborhoods together and create teamwork in the community. So by bringing two neighborhoods together, we're going to create relationships that's going to last forever.
The league offers an opportunity for parent coach Gabriela Zubia to help her child develop skills beyond just baseball.
My son, Matthew Arroyo, which is in my team, is autistic, and I decided that this would be perfect for him to work on the social skills.
Kids like brothers Joseph and Julian, playing for the Blue Dragons, are eager to get on the diamond to learn the game of baseball.
I want to see how they actually do it instead of just watching it.
I really like running, so I get more time to run to other bases.
Both league divisions 5-pitch, and T-ball consists of 48 kids each, creating 4 teams apiece. For HCTV, this is Tony Long Jr.
Sergeant Chris Cognac has patrolled the streets of Hawthorne for over 26 years. He has finally decided to hang up his uniform and walk into the sunset. HCTV reporter Francisco Castillo shows us Cognac's last moments as a police officer.
Well, this is my last day.
Sergeant Chris Cognac began his career as a cop in his mid-20s at the city of Hawthorne.
I've been a cop here for 26 years, since I was 24 years old, and I'm 50 now. I've seen a lot of changes in the city.
After so many years and witnessing all those changes,
I'm getting so old I can barely read these numbers.
Cognac put on his uniform one last time as he gets ready to retire from the Hawthorne Police Department.
It's kind of strange. You know, I mean, this has been over half my life I've been here. I've spent holidays and nights and days and good times and bad times here, and I've worked with some great and amazing people.
In his 26 years of service, he has patrolled the streets and has found ways to clean parks to make way for new and improved recreational services.
We're able to take abandoned tennis courts at a park, 2 parks, and transform them into beautiful futsal courts that the community uses. And it didn't cost any money to the city.
Sergeant Cognac also found a way to bring the residents of Hawthorne and the police department together under one roof over a cup of joe.
Coffee with a cop, I'll never be able to top that. I mean, we started an idea with John Dixon, who was my partner then, and Captain Keith Kaufman, who's now the chief of police in Redondo. We wanted to talk to people. We figured out a way to do it. We went to McDonald's, and now it's in 17 countries and 5 languages.
As Chris Cognac continued his last day patrolling, he reminisced on the good old days, but one story in particular stood out from the rest.
I remember getting a call in the middle of the night of like an escaped horse, and we had to literally round up a horse in the middle of the night and chase this horse. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm in a police car in urban Los Angeles County and I'm rounding up a horse.
Lunchtime came around, and there was only one way he wanted to eat his last meal.
It's so funny, man, because you eat on the hood of the car all the time because you got to go.
As the day began winding down, Sergeant Cognac started saying his goodbyes to some of the kids he helped with his many programs.
Go, and I'll see you guys at. I'll see you guys. I'll miss you too, buddy. Thank you, man. I'm proud of you, buddy. See you, kids. Wow, that was that's pretty emotional.
Back at the station, he logged on to the police department Facebook to bid a farewell to the Hawthorne community.
Hey everybody, Sergeant Cognac here. I'm in back of the police station, and this is it. I'm retiring.
Then, it was time for his final sign-off.
Attention all units, this is an end-of-shift broadcast for Sergeant Christopher Cognac, Hawthorne Police Department 5 SAM 3. After 26 years of service as a Hawthorne police officer, Sergeant Cognac has decided to retire. You have left a positive mark on both your coworkers and the community during your years of service. All of us at the Hawthorne Police Department and RCC wish you the very best in all of your future endeavors. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement, Chris. Sergeant Christopher Cognac, Hawthorne Police 5 SAM 3, 912 for EOW. KDL 483, South Bay clear.
SAM 3, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow.
SAM 3, congrats, well deserved.
Sergeant Chris Cognac took his last walk down the ramp, admiring a slogan the police department goes by, and into the locker room where he took off his shoes, his vest.
This is one of the greatest feelings in the world, and every cop I know will agree with me. So you do this.
Hung up his uniform, and closed his locker for the very last time. For HCTV, I'm Francisco Castillo.
All of us here at HCTV would like to wish Sergeant Chris Cognac a happy retirement. He will be missed. Teresa Ann showed the Hawthorne Police Department the sweet side of lemonade. Tristan Davis has more.
This story begins with a young lady, a lemonade stand, and wanting to give back to the Baton Rouge Police Department. Love with Lemons was started by 5-year-old Teresa Ann Babcock, who shares what her organization is all about.
To give money to the police officers.
Originally from Las Vegas, Teresa and her father, Robert, have been touring California bringing lemonade to different police departments.
It originated because we saw all the police officers getting attacked, like Dallas and Baton Rouge. Well, after Baton Rouge, I said that was enough. We need to show the appreciation to the police officers that they are still loved and cared.
After raising over $1,000 for Baton Rouge Police Department, Teresa decided to keep the mission going. Hawthorne is their first stop of 22 police stations in California, ending in San Francisco.
It was just an honor to know that there's someone that young that has such a big heart and just wants to give back.
Teresa plans on raising money as long as she can, hopefully visiting more police departments in the future. For HCTV, I'm Tristan Davis.
To keep up with the progress of Teresa Ann, you can follow her on her Instagram at Love with Lemons. Law enforcement and local organizations are joining forces to help dozens of parolees get a fresh start. Rosna Suri has the inspiring story.
Former inmates often face enormous challenges finding work after they've been released. So, the South Bay Workforce Investment Board, California Law Enforcement, and the Employment Development Department have been helping parolees through a fairly new initiative. It's called Career Pathways 180 Job Preparation Academy and is held once every few months at the Inglewood One-Stop Business and Career Center.
There's a lot of people telling me that it's going to be hard for me because I'm fresh out, I'm a parolee, that nobody's going to take me. Basically, I just ruined my life, and what this program did for me is show me that I can do whatever I put my mind to.
Vincent Thompson, parole administrator with the LA Central Parole District, partnered with the mayor of Inglewood and SIBWIB to help parolees transition from incarceration to independence. The week-long program also includes a graduation ceremony and a job fair where participants have the opportunity to interview with potential employers.
It's a requirement of their conditions of parole to actually be employed or go to school or be doing something positive.
Research shows that the odds of going from prison to employment are not very high. Individuals on parole typically end up going back to prison. So, stable employment is a key to successful re-entry back into the community for many parolees.
About 2/3 of those that came through our program leave with a job.
I've just been offered a job with the Actors Gang to join the teaching team, so I'm very proud of that.
I was taught about job research. Basically, the whole 9 yards comes with employment, cover letters, resumes, how to conduct yourself at work.
Luis Mota was especially excited to join this program. He discussed some of the steps he took to try to integrate back into society after being in prison for 22 years.
Taking responsibility for what I've done and having a genuine understanding of the impact that I had on other people, but also trying to make amends for that. And also focusing on who I wanted to be.
Some graduates found themselves connecting with an unlikely messenger, Hollywood legend Danny Trejo.
If you stop using drugs and alcohol, your life will get progressively better. My life has started over and over and over again. Everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else.
Many agree that Career Pathways 180 has impacted those involved for the better.
Stay positive, even in adversity, because everything, even if it's a misstep, you can still come back and rectify it and move forward.
We're so often, while incarcerated, told what we can't do. We spent a week being told that we can do anything and that there are no barriers. There's no age barriers, disability barriers, gender barriers, and it was refreshing, and I think we all came out of it very positive.
The class of 40 graduates is the third cohort to graduate from this program, and they're already on their way to securing employment. Reporting for HCTV, I'm Rosna Suri.
To learn more about the resources and programs the South Bay Workforce Investment Board has to offer, visit www.southbayonestop.org. Coming up next on City News, find out where students and children are gathering for a good meal. And that buzz in the air is something you need to be aware of. There's more news ahead. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome to City News. I'm Abby Grimion. The Clean Power Alliance is joining forces with Southern California Edison to provide cleaner and more affordable energy to residences and businesses in the area. Big changes and savings are coming to SoCal Edison customers in the near future.
The Clean Power Alliance is a new public agency. We're a power company, but we're publicly owned by the residents and the cities of in LA County and Ventura County, including the residents of Hawthorne.
What makes the Clean Power Alliance different than other energy companies like SoCal Edison and LA Department of Water and Power is how they are obtaining energy.
We're mostly talking about solar and wind, but we also have some hydroelectric, a little geothermal, and to keep the lights on, we also need some natural gas. We have no nuclear and we have no coal.
And the best part, greener energy is going to pass the green on to customers and invest in their communities.
We bring choice and competition into the area of energy generation. So we aim in that area to be greener than Southern California Edison and at competitive rates. And for Hawthorne in particular, we will offer a discount to what you're currently paying.
But don't go erasing SoCal Edison out of your contacts just yet.
Beginning in December, residents of Hawthorne will start to receive notices in the mail announcing that they will, in February, become customers of the Clean Power Alliance for their energy. That doesn't mean that Edison goes away. Edison will still deliver the energy and deal with any issues of service. You're changing address, starting and stopping, power goes out, you'll still call Edison.
You probably won't notice the change from SoCal Edison to the Clean Power Alliance either.
There'll be no service interruptions, no paperwork to fill out. All they'll notice is that when they get their first bill from us is that instead of generation on the Edison bill, it'll say Clean Power Alliance. Any low-income discounts or rebates and incentives that people have access to, those also remain, and that's important for Hawthorne.
The Clean Power Alliance will be serving the energy needs of over 1 million people in 31 cities. For more information on the Clean Power Alliance, go to www.cleanpoweralliance.org. Voting in the South Bay is getting easier. To combat high absentee voter rates, LA County officials are offering residents of Los Angeles County to cast their ballot or register to vote over an 11-day period in any city they choose. The changes are expected to be in place for the November 3rd, 2020 election. The new vote centers are planned to be placed near transit lines and work sites where eligible county residents can walk to cast a ballot. For more information on the voting centers or to submit a place as a voting center, go to the website on your screen. The Hawthorne Chamber of Commerce and Speak Life LA are helping local families in need get their children ready for the new school year. Rosna Suri has the details.
Backpacks, stationery, new clothes, laptops. Going back to school can be expensive. According to the National Retail Federation, families spend about $700 per child each school year. But not every family can afford to buy school supplies. So the Chamber of Commerce and Speak Life LA are hoping to bridge the gap with their annual backpacks drive.
Some of the parents cried, and the mothers, they said their children wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for us. So I really thank God that we're able to do this.
We love to serve and help the community, so that's why we are here today, because we feel like the community is a part of our family.
This is the second year that the organizations partnered together to host the drive. 100 backpacks filled with school supplies were provided to students at Kornblum Elementary School.
I think it's a great idea and a great event to do, especially for certain kids that or their parent that can't afford certain things.
I have 10 children, so having to eliminate getting some things and helping me out, it's awesome.
Excitement filled the room as students received their new backpacks.
There is a folder. There's a notebook.
Education is important. That's going to take you far in the world, so we want the students to know that, we're encouraging them. We know that they can do great this school year.
In addition to school donations, the Hawthorne Chamber of Commerce is already planning food drives for the holidays.
We need donations for turkeys. We give out 350 turkeys and 350 bags of groceries for Thanksgiving at Hawthorne Auto Square. And then at Christmas time, we give out 500 turkeys and 500 bags of groceries and thousands of toys at the Memorial Center.
For more information about their upcoming community events, contact the Hawthorne Chamber of Commerce at 310-676-1163. Reporting for HCTV, I'm Rasna Suri.
Everyone here at HCTV wishes all of the students going back to school a successful year ahead. The third Hyperloop competition at SpaceX had engineering students testing their ideas of the newest and fastest forms of transportation. Students from around the world gathered on a sunny day in Hawthorne, making their final checks on their student-designed pods, hoping to break the speed record and clinch the championship of the Hyperloop competition.
We're a group of 37 students. Almost all of them work full-time on this without getting paid by the university or something. So we stop our studies for 1 year just to do Hyperloop.
Mayor Alex Vargas welcomed competitors and was excited about the long-term potential of what this type of research can do for society.
I can recognize through my engineering and my physics background that this is a more efficient mode of travel. It's less polluting, subterranean, undisturbed, and it's probably going to be much safer than overground travel.
Participants were excited about the future impact of their research.
I think Hyperloop is the future because it would be really awesome to be able to go to work that's in a city that can be hundreds of miles away.
Mayor Pro Tem Haydar Awad and Councilmember Angie Reyes-English spoke about the future economic impact that the Hyperloop brings to Hawthorne.
I believe that there's going to be other cities that are interested. It's a win-win for our young engineers at heart, and I believe that it's going to be something to see in the future.
Cities like Palo Alto are trying to get overdeveloped, and they're pricing out some of their own companies and engineers out. So the cities like Hawthorne that are close to like the beach area but have their own little style will rival cities like Palo Alto and become like the next Silicon Valley or Silicon Beach.
And as the coastline of Silicon Beach expands to Hawthorne, events like the Hyperloop competition are racing our city into the future of transportation, leaving life as we know it in the dust. The Hyperloop competition featured 20 teams from around the world. The returning defender of the fastest pod, the Technical University of Munich, was able to keep their winning streak with a top speed of 284 miles per hour. Welcome back. The Hawthorne Art Studios had an open house showing the talents of local artists.
If you build it, they will come.
The doors were swung wide open recently at the Hawthorne Art Studio, welcoming the community to take a peek at the amount of creativity that happens behind these walls.
The open house is it's an opportunity for the artists, of course, that are renting here. It gives them an opportunity to open their studios and show the community what we're doing here. And it also is an opportunity for us to invite artists to rent spaces, which is what we like to do. We're really wanting the community to know what we have in Hawthorne.
Local residents jumped at the opportunity to interact with local artists and purchase a few pieces of art.
So there are certain things that will speak to you. I really love self-expression, and I like to see how people express themselves. So this is awesome. I'm really very excited.
I came to just kind of check out the space and feel out the vibe. How artists occupy their space, what kind of artists, what genres, what mediums they're working in.
Artists who rent space at the art studios shared why they do their art and what compels them to share it with others.
I feel like art is the perfect way to do that through, expression through paint and gesture and color and form.
The journey itself, creating something that inspires me and takes me away from my daily life.
There is a moment that is a profound moment. And what does that do to the life experience? What does that do to the person who sees that? We are not alive without art. There's no question about it.
Why do you want art? Do you want to say something about your environment, about the community, about social issues? Or do you just want to create, things for people's homes? For, whatever reason you want, you need a space for that to occur.
And the artisans who perfect their craft are proud to have Hawthorne as their home.
we are the most centrally located art complex really in Southern California, I think, at least in the LA area. And so that's a great opportunity for artists to be able to come and get space here.
Venice used to be artists, it used to be, you know, super cheap. And now Venice is $1,000, $1,100 a square foot, and rent is beyond astronomical. So you have to find a place where, you know, artists can afford to work and to produce, you know, whatever they want.
A gathering of two communities sharing the beauty in the eye of the beholder.